Last month, you were at FIU and you presented a check for $650,000 to help small businesses at FIU. But you voted against the bill that gave the money that you then signed a check for and handed and had a photo op, the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023, right? You voted against that bill.
Right now, you have to give me more details, but I do know that every time I have an opportunity to bring money to...
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. One of the things I really enjoy about election season is all the representatives and senators, not all the senators, but 2/3 of the senators and all the representatives in Congress, they will do interviews. They have to do interviews. Why? Because they're running for re-election. And this is a great opportunity for us to see how they really feel about certain issues. And also, this is a good time for reporters to get out there and really question these different politicians. And so we're going to take a look and a listen to Miss Salazar. She is a representative out of Miami, and she really messed up. I'm just going to say it that way. This is textbook reporting from Mr. DeFeeti. I mean, he pretty much, I watched the whole interview, but I'm only going to show you a portion of it. Maybe I'll show the rest of the interview at a different time. But he had all his facts together, and he was going back and forth with her. And this was great because he got her to a point. And when we watched the clip, I want you guys to pay attention and tell me where you think she went wrong, because she did something that no politician should ever do. And she did it in this clip. And so we'll take a look and a listen to it. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here. So by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And remember, we're doing live streams on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So come join us there. We'll be talking about headline news. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this clip. Now, tell me, watch the clip and tell me, what do you think she did wrong? We'll come back and we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Last month, you were at FIU and you presented a check for $650,000 to help small businesses at FIU. But you voted against the bill that gave the money that you then signed a check for and handed and had a photo op, the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023, right? You voted against that bill.
Right now, you have to give me more details, but I do know that every time I have an opportunity to bring money to my constituents, I do so. I just did $400,000. But look,
but you voted against the Chips and Science Act, right?
Listen, right now I need to ask my staff. But what do we look at the $40 million that I have brought to this community? Aren't you proud of me? Aren't you proud of the $40 million that I brought?
But how
aren't
much?
You proud that I wrote the Dignity Act? Haven't I? Let's talk about the Americas Act.
Wait a second. Let me 1 second.
Tell me.
The money that you talk about, the $40 million that you bring back to the district, sometimes that money comes from bills that you voted against. You voted against the CHIPS Act, and yet you praise the fact that the South Florida Climate Resilience Tech Hub is going to be started in Miami, right? You voted against the infrastructure bill, and you talk about all the money that comes back to the airport. So at the same time that you're taking credit for the money that you bring back to the district, in Washington, you're voting against these projects on party line votes.
Listen, that was, I think, last cycle. I cannot really remember right now, but let's look at the Americas Act, which is what I'm going to,
So you don't want to explain why you voted
really
against
cannot.
things.
I mean, right now, and I'm not trying to be a politician, there's so many bills that I've introduced that I know that many of them
these are bills that you voted against.
That I understand. But it's okay. Sometimes I vote and sometimes I don't. But let's look at the positive. Let's look at the $40 million that I brought, and let's look at the dignity, and let's go to the Americas Act, which could be great for every single constituent that I have in 27 and 26 in South Florida.
Okay, Representative Salazar, what do you think? What do you think her big mistake was? Well, first off, the big mistake that she made is the fact that she had the nerve to bring that $650,000 check, or however she did it, saying that the money, this money is going to people in Miami. And then what she didn't say is she voted against it. She was actually against the $650,000, but she is okay with, taking credit for the $650,000. And she's not the only politician that's done this. Politicians do this all the time. They'll vote against a bill, and then as soon as that money comes in, they're like, hey, look, here's the money that I'm bringing you guys. So, I mean, this isn't new. But what did she say? When he asked her about the bills, you voted for the CHIPS Act, right? Or you voted against the CHIPS Act, right? She said, well, I don't know. You voted against this bill, right? Oh, I don't know. I'll have to talk to my staff. You'll have to talk to your staff. You can't remember the bills that you voted for or voted against? Who's running? Who's running your district? Is it your staff or is it you? So it's completely off the rails. She knew that she voted against these bills, but she didn't want to admit that she voted against these bills, but she's trying to take credit for those same bills. It is just, I mean, I'm telling you, we really need to pay attention to who we are electing, because she's not fit to be there if she doesn't know the bills that she voted for or voted against. It's absolutely, I mean, it's gotten so bad now. And we're so divided as a country when it comes to Democrats and Republicans. We're so divided that these politicians, they don't even look at these bills that they're voting against. They don't even look at the fact, like she obviously didn't look at the fact that, oh, $650,000 could be coming to my district. She didn't even look at that. She just voted against it. But when that money showed up, guess who was there on the front line saying, hey, look at me, $650,000 for my district, even though she voted against it. The nerve of some of these politicians, I can't understand it. I really can't. I mean, it's sad. And then the infrastructure money that came in, she voted against the infrastructure bill. That infrastructure money came in for the Miami airport, and she's taking credit for that, or wants to take credit for that. You voted against that bill. How are you going to take credit for something you voted against? You didn't want it until the money showed up. And so I think Mr. DeFeeti, I think he did an excellent job of holding her to that. And obviously you saw her response. She had to go off to something else. We got to go to another topic because I can't talk about this. You're making me look bad in front of all these people. Well, you need to look bad. If you have the nerve to do something like that, you need to look bad. And people really need to start paying attention to this. They need to start paying attention. Her constituents need to be paying attention to this, because she is taking credit for things that she's voting against. Hopefully other reporters will be asking these tough questions, and her constituents and other constituents will be asking these same questions of these politicians. I remember when the stimulus money was going out, and you had some politicians that voted against these stimulus bills, and they were against stimulus checks. But as soon as that money was getting ready to show up, guess what? You had some of those same politicians putting out tweets saying, hey, stimulus checks coming, be aware of this, be aware of that. It's like you voted against that. But now that the money's coming and people are happy because they'll be receiving a $1,400 check or a $1,200 check or a $600 check, now you want to be on the front line saying, hey, guess what? This money's coming from the federal government. We're taking care of you guys. Oh, but I voted against the bill. But they won't tell you that. So I really enjoy watching stuff like this, because you're really holding these politicians holding their feet to the fire. And hopefully her constituents will hold her feet to the fire as well, because it's unacceptable. It really is. She should not be there representing. They should know. Her constituents should know that $650,000 was not because of her. They should know that. And then if they want to continue to vote for her, then go ahead and vote for her. But she shouldn't be trying to take credit for stuff like that. She just shouldn't. So I want to know what you guys think. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.